Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
The never still lives.
Let me tell you, Tina every day, any day, all day.
Tina every day.
Mm.
Love me some Tina.
We're back. It's Dee Dee, it's Jay, doing what we do, y'all, here at the 57 Chronicles, and that's having conversations that spark conversation. Um, y'all, this is gonna be a fun one. We're gonna just chit chat, but we're gonna be talking about Daredevil. We told y'all we were coming back. Before we do, I kind of got this compliment this past week, and I want to share it because I've been kind of feeling myself lately. I've been like in this new space.
Yeah.
Y'all see, I got my rings on. I've been feeling myself.
Come on, Ring.
This is Elliot.
Lord of the Rings.
He's a chameleon,
And
but as I'm a chameleon, so it was
he
apropos.
matches your shirt. At least it
Match it.
looks like
Look,
it.
it's a whole vibe. This is one of my favorite colors too. If you know me, then you know like this is like I love the blue to green range, just everything in him. But I was talking to one of my coworkers, and y'all know I'm like obsessed with fragrance. I have a lot of them, quite a
Thousand of
collection.
them.
Not there yet, right?
1,632 to be exact.
That's how it feels when you look at them. Look, that's really how it feels when you look at them. But I was considering this new fragrance line that came out. It's a black-owned fragrance brand, and I want to shout them out a little bit because their brand is really interesting. It's Harlem Candle Company and Harlem
Oh,
Perfume
I never heard
Company,
it.
and their fragrances and experiences are all like inspired by the Harlem Renaissance and like legends and like music and poetry and literature, like all types of literature, and performance. And so they've got like a Billie Holiday fragrance and candle. They've got like a Nina Simone candle. There's like a Langston Hughes, a speakeasy one.
I don't like it.
Josephine Baker. That's one I really want to get
Ooh.
to. Love me some Josephine
Yeah,
now.
I
Love me
love
some
Joseph.
Josephine Baker. But the one that came out that caught my attention, this is how I first heard about the company, is the Eartha Kitt fragrance. And I know D
Yes.
love her some Eartha. I
Okay.
love me some Eartha. And when I was telling my coworker, who's also a fragrance junkie like me, I was telling her about it. And she was like, yeah, that Eartha's got your name written all over it because you embody her in real life. Me,
Marry me.
period. I was like, I have never gotten a compliment like now. I've been compared to a lot of like musical people. I think it's just because I'm crazy and
I
colorful and just out there. Prince and Jimi Hendrix and
feel like
but
I met you
Eartha
in a
Kitt,
Jimi Hendrix.
I was definitely in a Jimi Hendrix phase. And I look, I had this Jimi Hendrix shirt. I still have it because I got it before, like, I might have been in college, and I got this shirt. But it's like this plaid shirt, and it's got Jimi Hendrix signature embroidered in it. Love me some Jimmy,
You
love
know
me
I
some
love Jimi
Prince.
Hendrix.
But Eartha Kitt is I think also kind of representing the era and phase I'm in, of
Hmm.
maturity, of
Yes.
being a lover boy, because Dee and I talk about being in like our lover boy, lover girl phase, but also being like, I can be vicious. I've been approaching life with a no nonsense kind of approach right now.
Period.
And it's like people don't know how to take it or take me some days, and that's okay
Hmm.
because I'm not responsible for that. I'm responsible for what I contribute to the conversation. And
Hmm.
not lying. So I
Come
just wanted to
on.
throw that out there. I've been compared to Eartha Kitt. Nobody in this world can tell me anything else. It's done. It's done. To tell me I embody Eartha Kitt, you're
No,
welcome.
that is a listen. That is a compliment, if
That is a
ever
major
I have
compliment.
heard.
So you're all welcome. You're all welcome. So Daredevil, Marvel has
Hmm.
rebooted the Daredevil series, and they've kept the cast of the past iteration that was on Netflix. Which I have to
Yes.
say this before we get into Marvel's Daredevil Born Again, the Daredevil series that was on Netflix and that
It
whole
was
little
good.
Marvel universe that I loved it.
It was
Daredevil was
good.
really good. Luke Cage, I enjoyed. For the most part, up until the last season, I liked Jessica Jones. That last season definitely was not my favorite, but I liked her because she was just such a different kind of Marvel character. Like and then the way they wrote her, it was very edgy and gritty and
Hmm.
it was very different. Almost in the same like grit of like Moon Knight. Like it was just very gritty, but it was still very like she's very fourth wall like Daredevil. Like her commentary, her sarcasm is very
Hmm.
Daredevil-esque. Like everything is sarcastic with Jessica. So I did like that. Iron Fist is the only one that I turned my head a little. was a little confused by Iron Fist because I don't think that man was supposed to be Wahite. I'm pretty sure Iron Fist is a man of Asian descent.
Didn't really get into Iron Fist.
I like Iron Fist, and they did good with the show, but I do, and the guy was good. He was a great actor.
I
I
don't think
just,
I got past
I
the
think
first few
Iron Fist
episodes.
was supposed to be Asian, and I don't like whitewashing roles, so that was my beef
Well,
with
you
that.
know
But
that is classic America.
there it is.
It's what we
Um,
did.
but when they did do the Defenders, do you remember the Defenders series that came out? Loved it. Loved how they combined everybody. It was very
Hmm.
reminiscent of how the MCU works. And so I was a huge fan of Daredevil, especially was so well done. Um,
Yeah, Daredevil was good.
Daredevil was so well done, and Luke Cage, and then the Defenders coming out, loved
Yeah.
it. So when they said they were going to redo or reboot the series, and that it was going to be more episodes, originally they told us it was going to be 18 episodes. I don't think they lied. At first I was like, y'all lied because there was 9 episodes, but I think
And I
season
mean
two is already
more.
done. I think season two is already like probably mostly recorded. They probably already done season two because
Hmm.
they originally said 18 episodes. So I think they probably went ahead and filmed 18 episodes. Um,
I'm so sick of this limited series crap. Like, I would be so glad when this era is over. I'm over it.
hopefully it will be. I do think that we're starting to see some people bring in like full length projects back, but for the most part, it's Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
hmm hmm 25 episodes,
Thank you to
18
them for
episodes,
not
22
reverting.
episodes. 911, I think that they have a lot of episodes too.
Yeah.
Like I'll take a 15. I will take 15 episodes,
At
but I
least give
agree.
me
Like
15.
8 episodes, 6 episodes, 6 episodes just really irritates me.
6 episodes
That
is
makes me really mad.
disrespectful. You might as well have just made a movie, bitch.
That
Get out of
makes me
here.
mad. And look, I've seen some 3 episodes, and I was like, so why did this need to be a series?
Movie. Just
Why didn't
give
we
me
just
a
make a long
movie and
movie?
get out of
Give
my
me a
face.
whole movie. So no, I completely agree with you on that. So we did get 9 episodes of the show, and my first take before we start breaking some of the things down is that this was so well done,
It was so well done.
so
It
well
was
done.
such an upgrade, like a level up, a nice refresh, but still like classic Daredevil.
It was like Daredevil having his internal conflict, which he always has one, being a
Hmm.
lawyer and being this anti-hero or this vigilante,
Hmm.
because he's not an anti-hero, he's a hero,
And
but
they
like this
pushed my boy to
vigilante,
his limits this
they
season.
pushed him to his. Matt Murdock was not having anybody's it. So, okay, let's just start at the beginning because I do want to begin at the beginning. And this is your one spoiler alert. We're going to do our best not to spill the whole show, but y'all, like, it kicks off with a spoiler. This is your spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it, at least go watch the first
If you
episode and
haven't
come back and
watched
holler.
it, just come on back.
Like, just come back, watch the first episode, and then come back and join us. It's not going to get you crazy after here. So, first episode really shook me.
The gate. I
I
knew from the I said they're not playing with us.
This is a
They
different
are
show.
not playing with us.
This is a different kind of show.
And it's so crazy because I think the original series, well, not the original, the first series also started out at the bar, but they were celebrating
They were celebrating
them starting their law firm and all this stuff like that. So it's like for us to start off like
the
that over there and then to
juxtaposition.
come over here and then start off like this, oh my God.
So losing a main character of the original series on the first episode is a lot for it to be
And
Foggy
such
of
a
all
key
characters.
character.
Like for it to be him of all
What is
people.
Daredevil without Foggy? I didn't see it coming.
I didn't
I didn't know
either.
this is how we was doing this.
I didn't
Maybe he was
either.
like, y'all, I don't want to do this no more, and maybe that's why it got to be something. Because how we coming out the gate and we getting rid of Foggy?
So
He
that's
ain't even
also
make
how
it
I feel
past the
like.
first 10 minutes or 15
Do
minutes
you
of the shot.
remember? Do you remember when they were getting ready to come out with that Daredevil that had Robert Pattinson in it? And I told you if it would only be good if he's like messed up Batman, like when Batman was in his dark era. Do you remember when we were
Yeah,
talking about that? Okay,
because I
that
ooh,
that is the same feeling I got after this first episode because I knew if Foggy is
we are getting
dead,
a dark
we're gonna have a
Daredevil.
whole different approach to Daredevil right here, and he's gonna blur some lines. And we saw it happen almost immediately when they realized
Yes,
Foggy was dead and he about killed Bullseye. Dropped him.
listen.
That
I feel
man got
bad
him
because I
down.
wasn't mad not one bit. I
I
was
wasn't
like,
either.
hey, you killed Foggy. You
Done.
killed Foggy. He
Done.
gotta go.
He gotta go.
Get him out of here.
Gone.
Off with his head.
You are the weakest link. So
Goodbye.
goodbye. And that even pans out to be something interesting because I like how Marvel is keeping each show's identity and energy like its own.
Hmm.
Like we're
Yes.
not getting Daredevil feels like Moon Knight. Daredevil feels like
Mm,
She-Hulk. Daredevil feels like you have two lawyers and you have two completely different shows because She-Hulk was like a sitcom lawyer
yeah.
comedy situation, legal comedy.
Yeah. Which
This
we
is
need
not a
another season
comedy.
of that.
We do.
This is
This
not
is
a
not.
comedy at
This is a
all.
drama. This is a drama
Full on drama, action, all
action.
of that.
There it is. There
Full
there
on.
is no comedy about this show, and that's what I did like about it. I like the paralleling they have with
Hmm.
Kingpin and Daredevil this whole show because they're both having these
Yes.
identity crises. Which is it or is it not so coincidental that we're both in these seasons of transition personally, and this is the show that we're watching? Like where you have these characters, your main antagonist, your main protagonist are both like going through these shifts where
Hmm.
public persona and who they are
Hmm.
inside, not even privately, but who they are
Yeah.
inside, is
They're
conflicting with who
battling.
they're trying to present to the world.
Yes.
And both ultimately end up kind of falling into that role of
Hmm.
who they wanted to avoid being. Because what
Hmm.
did irritate me about the show, and it's like you get it, but Matt struggled to be Daredevil for the majority of the show.
Yeah, he did.
Like, I loved the cases
But
he was
I
taking.
think rightfully so. And I think one of the things that like that be frustrating me and why Child Heva got on my nerves is because like people try to make it seem like just because somebody is wearing a mask when they do something that like, oh, they're not brave, they're not showing their faces, they're not da da da, not realizing like what they're doing is even harder because they're trying to balance two lives.
Two lives.
You know what I'm saying? There and then it's like I this is why I probably couldn't be like a hero. Like I'd just be saving motherfuckers, but I ain't finna be no hero because y'all not gonna be talking to me crazy and I'm out here helping you hoes out.
Hello.
And then you wanna try to call me out just because I don't want you to know my true identity. Bitch, that's
Talking
because if you come up to
crazy.
me on the street, I will smack you. That's why. I'm trying to help y'all out, and then you got the audacity to be talking crazy about me? What? Well,
They really were on
I'll
his
let him
ass
hurt
this
you
whole
next
season.
time.
Yeah.
I'll leave you for dead next time.
I also feel like, what was the guy's name? It wasn't White Tiger, but it was something like that. Like,
It was White Tiger,
it
wasn't
was White Tiger? Okay, so, okay, White
it? Even
Tiger.
him, I'm trying to help you, hoes, and this
That
is the thanks
really,
I
that
get.
So let me tell you, because with that character, he ticked me off. He made me mad
He did,
because we told you, Matt told you. Now listen, I'm gonna defend you,
but you
and
gotta
then he
tell
got him off.
me.
But you gonna have to put it down. You're gonna have to stay in the house
You got to.
because I can't get you back home without telling
Hmm.
them who you are. That's the only way I'm gonna be able to get you back home. And he told you can't go back out. So you get this man back home, and like the
And what
next
did he
night
do? What did he do?
went right outside and didn't even make it a block.
Great.
Sir, you made it to the end of the
You
street.
ain't even get to do nothing.
Someone was
But
waiting
put
for
your
you.
little outfit on. That's all you
That's
got to
all you
do.
got to do. And you got to dye your outfit.
And you make it 5 minutes.
And that's what made, I think, another thing about this show that I had mixed feelings. And these are not bad mixed feelings. Like, I think every criticism I have of the show is not an actual criticism, it is a
It's just
point
from like
of
a viewer's
relation.
point of view.
Yeah, it's a point of relation because it's really relevance in most cases. And Kingpin paralleling Donald Trump is wild. Like, because that is art imitating life, imitating art. It was too real at moments.
And that's one of the things I like about this series is like, and I feel like that's a part of why ain't shit funny because they realize too how serious the state of where we are now
Where we
is,
are
and you can feel it's almost like this is now, like this is happening now.
right now.
You know what I'm saying? Like even with the trial with the White Tiger and them going through all of that with the corrupt cops and him being a minority and all that stuff, like it's all so relevant and that it's scary almost. And it's
It's
like
It's
Ain't shit
scary.
like they was like, ain't shit funny. We about to have a real ass series because it's hot out here. Okay, it is rough out here. It ain't shit funny.
And
We need to
honestly,
talk about it.
I think that's why I struggled with ending the show because y'all, the season finale came out and I was caught up. I had one episode to watch, and I waited 2 or 3 weeks before I watched it because one,
Yeah.
I don't like ending shows, especially when they're good. But two, I was like, this show has hit hard every single episode, so I know it's gonna finish hitting hard because that's what
Mm.
Marvel does. And then we're definitely gonna have an end cut scene, like so. There's no play, and we did, but there's no like I'm not even gonna play like y'all aren't gonna come in here swinging, and I'm gonna be clutching my pearls when this episode is over because I will.
We've been clutching our pearls since episode 1.
Pearls and edges. I had to put my hair back to finish the show.
Like they didn't hit us with a we gonna pretend like Foggy dead, but he really in the hospital episode 2, and he said no,
That
he's
man was
out of
dead,
there.
and then they buried him. And then
Yeah.
that's one thing I do love. I've realized this lately in some of the books that I've been reading when they do little time jumps, little time skips. I liked that it skipped a year ahead, and
Hmm.
then we were having to play catch up within an episode of what was going on in Matt's life. And the fact that Karen was gone, and the fact that he's at this new law firm, and then he meet this lady because I want to talk about Heather. At first, I liked Heather. At first,
I never liked her.
I was kind of like, okay, Heather. But then when she started being Kingpin and Vanessa's marriage counselor, I was like, ooh,
I
I don't,
didn't. Mm.
I don't think I like this.
Can we talk about their counseling for a second? Because why did y'all take y'all ass to counseling when y'all know y'all can't really say nothing? They was in there talking in circles.
In
How are
circles,
we gonna solve anything? Y'all can't really say what's
their
going on.
whole. We'll come back to Heather because their
And Miss
whole.
Griselda Blanco, I knew she wasn't finna be nothing to play with. Because
You talk about you talk about
any woman
Vanessa.
that can hold it, yes, any woman that can hold it, first of all, that's married to Kingpin, and then holds it down while he
while he
gone,
is while
you
he's figuring
know she
himself
ain't
out.
nothing to play with. She
And
ain't
that's one
nothing to
thing
play
I really appreciated that about this show is because you had numerous storylines going, but it wasn't confusing because
with.
everything
Hmm.
played into each other, and you could
Yeah.
tell everything was playing into each other, like Daredevil and Vanessa, Daredevil and like the investigator. I can't
Hmm.
Drone, like, but seeing all of these different relationships and how they're playing and how things are because Vanessa and Kingpin were one of those relationships, like, of course, y'all would end up together. This makes sense. And
Yeah.
definitely, like, I agree. The first second I saw her, I said,
I
oh,
knew she was. Yep. She
mm-mm.
ain't. She
She,
gonna be a mess. She
she's
works for
queen
him.
pin. She's a queen pin, period.
But the thing about it is like, and whenever like women step into those roles, like they always end up being like way worse, way more cutthroat, way more vicious. Like when
Because
I
Adam,
tell you,
you remember Adam, the one that she was having an affair with?
yes,
That,
listen, can we jump around because when she went in that basement and put them holes in that man,
I was not ready. I was not ready. I was
even
like,
the
oh,
headshot was so. I said, oh, because Lala is
but I wasn't ready, but I wasn't surprised either. Because I was like, Queen Pin, that's who she is. That's who she is.
Days Miss. I'ma stick beside him herself.
You
And I
know who
think
really
too
gets on my
now she's
nerves?
invested because she worked so hard and she made certain sacrifices at that point.
Hmm.
So she all in
To
too.
keep it going,
So
yeah.
sir, you messing up both of us.
But even
But I
okay,
ain't know she was
because
gonna do him like that.
that's real messy too. Now that I think about it, and it's actually pretty genius. Like Kingpin has always been real business savvy. Even in the comics, he was really savvy in business. Like the
Hmm.
man made some smart moves when it came to business, like really smart moves. And them making the move that they did, and I'm not gonna break all the details because I think that's a pretty big part of the story. But them, like when it's figured out what they have going on and what they're working towards on their docks, I was like, that's some evil genius
Hmm.
shit right there. That's what evil geniuses be
Very,
doing right there.
very,
That's what you talk about a villain. That's what villains
very.
do.
But it's like she set that in play though.
She did. And that's
So
what
that's why
makes
I'm
it
like,
brilliant
she
because
was
she really
way,
is the
way.
mastermind. He's just vicious and violent, but she really
He had
is
a
like
vision,
on a
but
whole
she
different
is
thing.
the vision. Like she execute like
She
nobody's
executed.
business.
She did. She did. Kingpin is one of those. Well, first, before I get into him, somebody else that I really do not like. And when I tell you I did not like this, what's that little boy name that worked for him in the mayor office? The little plump one.
Yeah, the that was friends with the girl who was
I
the
do not like
reporter.
him.
Child,
Jack
we
or
know.
whatever
I
his
already
name
know he
is.
finna be a mess.
He
He finna
already
be
is
a
a mess.
mess. No, he's gonna be a bigger mess season
He's gonna
two
be so
because
much worse.
now that he's like in and he's feeling himself
And he's
and
like a
he's just so
deputy
excited to
director or
be
something.
there,
Isn't he a deputy chief or something now? He's like deputy
he
chief
is
of
gonna
communications
be
or something.
he gonna be the right hand. The right hand is the right hand right now, but he's gonna work to be the right hand. I like he's
Oh, the
so
right hand gonna get got. I feel it. He gonna
yes.
get got. Either
Because old boy is so ambitious and like driven, he's gonna be the next right hand and he's gonna make
he is.
sure. And he gonna backstab the right hand that's there now. I could just
I
see
bet maybe he gonna be a villain too. I wonder what kind of villain because
I think he's gonna be a
he's
villain too.
feeling like he's getting a lot of spot. Like they're really preparing him for something. He might be getting prepared for something. And then what really I will tell you what saddened me. I haven't ridden for Sheila all season. Sheila at the end. You remember what she
Listen.
did?
Mm-hmm.
Miss Sheila.
Listen. Sheila. Sheila.
Let me tell you, because as a result, and this is spoiler alert, the way that he kills
I
that
couldn't
man,
believe her.
I couldn't either because
But
I
she was
thought
in a tough spot.
she
She was in a
was, and
tough
I get
spot.
it.
She's afraid for her life because they crazy.
But this is my thing is, what if she's really like she was conflicted, but she's chosen his side now? Is that what's happened? Is that
I
why
don't
that
think she's
happened?
necessarily chosen his side. I think because like when he did the whole martial law and all this stuff like that, like I think that she realizes who she's dealing with, and
And
so
she's got to
she's
play his
just
game.
gonna play her best hand for herself. Like she's looking
Hmm.
out for herself at this point. I
Understandable.
think that's what it is.
I don't blame
I
her
think she's afraid of him, and she's just looking out for herself and her
because that
family
man
at
is
this point.
crazy. The way that he broke
How
that
you
man's
squeeze somebody's
head.
head like that? It's,
And then it just like his hands just I was
and you
like,
know what? I was fussing at all the people that was in there because I'm like, no, don't drop y'all jaw
don't
now.
drop your
Y'all knew
head.
what
Y'all
y'all
watched
signed
him
up
do
for.
it.
Y'all wanted, this is what you wanted. This is what you wanted, and this is who you're dealing with.
I
Don't
was
be
like,
looking
oh
shocked
my
now.
gosh, this too much. I mean, like, that was wild. That was wild. I will say one of my favorite additions and cameos, and I'm so glad we got it, was Punisher. I love Frank Castle.
Yes,
I've
me
always
too.
liked Frank Castle. He's for sure anti-hero, but when the video game came out on
I feel like I would
Xbox,
be too.
you know, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Not gonna lie.
But we would
Because
still, I would
Superman
be a
would get on
hero,
my
but we would
nerves.
still
Like
be
the type
friends.
of people would get on my nerves.
Yeah, but we would still be friends if I was a hero and you were
We would be
anti-hero.
friends.
We would
Yes,
100% still be friends.
we
Like,
would
I don't
absolutely be
even,
friends.
I
But
don't,
I would be more like a poison ivy type, where it's like I want to save the earth, but fuck all you hoes. Like,
I was thinking like Daredevil, Spider-Man, not like the ship, but like the fact that they kind of get along.
hmm
But like Daredevil
you
is,
mean
not
Deadpool?
Daredevil, I meant Deadpool.
You
You
did it
know
this
what I meant.
time.
I did.
I did it last time.
Deadpool. Deadpool and Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's a for sure hero, and Deadpool is for sure Deadpool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny. Frank Castle, I loved his addition to the show, and I loved
hmm
that scene of them fighting together.
And when
Because
he
is
the
it
whole
just
time they
me?
fight, he's like, Frank, no.
Is
Frank
it just
just
me, or
taking
did the
no
show
time left
get
and
more
right.
gruesome as it went along?
It did.
Because I feel
It's
like
so
that
funny because
first
my
fight,
mom had watched that episode last night and she was like, "Oh my God."
period. Because that episode got me. I was like, oh, I didn't. That whole episode was just whoa, whoa, whoa. What? There's a lot going on. Like there were so many fights in that last episode. It was wild,
Yes.
but the show was so well done. Like I really have to give them their flowers. Like they really did do that because
Yes, they did.
I
And
was
I need
worried
to
they were gonna
fuss at
mess it up.
Matt because Matt You see the book that this lady is writing. Why would you go sleep with that lady? Why would you do that to yourself? It's like he wants to make his life difficult. You know this is gonna
He's a
become a point of
masochist.
contention.
He's a masochist.
Like you see what the book. This is the lady that you want to sleep with?
Right.
Are you
I
dumb?
think I really think like I did not expect Heather to become who she became as this show progressed. And the
I'm not.
more she got on my nerves, it was like, and even hearing her, there was a shift. There was a moment. There was a moment when I knew I was no longer gonna like Heather and I was ready for her to be done with the show. And that
Hmm.
moment was when he saved her life and he sees her in the hospital the next day. And she doesn't know, of course, at this point that he's Daredevil. She
Hmm.
still doesn't know. So he sees her and he's talking to her and he's like, yeah, Daredevil saved you. And she's like, no, Daredevil did not save me.
I
I
say
saved
myself.
myself. Oh, you
Bitch,
did now, didn't
where?
you? Because that's not what I
And,
saw.
and see, that's what I be talking about of like why I feel like I couldn't be like a true hero because bitch, bitch, I should have let you bleed out since you saved yourself.
And
Was
then went
you
on the
did you get
crap
yourself
talking.
to the hospital? You
Like
did the
she
tourniquet
talked
yourself?
cash money about Daredevil at that point. Like how he was there serving his
Yes.
own purpose and like he was there to fight them. Girl, you don't even
And it's
realize
like
that was your man
you the
trying to
one that
save
killed
you.
somebody. He wasn't here
You
to
did.
go
He
do
was,
it.
hello.
But you better
He
than
was there
him
to
because you ain't
save
got no
you.
mask on. Shut up. Shut up, stupid.
And her playing into Kingpin's hand, like one thing I'm glad he didn't do it, and I can understand now why he didn't do it. But when they were having that discussion back and forth, and he was like, "You don't understand that Kingpin has you like as you as his therapist because he's trying to
Hmm.
get to me. You don't understand that." And she was like, basically trying to gaslight him, telling him he was delusional, essentially.
Hmm.
And that like that are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Is
He
everything
was getting on
okay?
my nerves.
She really frustrated me. And I'm like, child, where's a
Even
lecture? Do we get
especially
a
when he was
lecture?
in the hospital. She like how like girl. And it's like, first of all, if somebody is going through all that to shoot at somebody, something should click in your head that like, oh, this mayor got something going on. I've been telling you all night that something's gonna happen and something happened. Now, Matt, why the hell you jumped over there? I don't fucking know.
Like a fool.
A fool. I was like, why did you just do that? When he came back from no echo, he could take that little bully. Like, what are you doing? Why
What are
would
you
you do
doing?
that?
And when everybody
It
asked him,
got
why
nothing
did
to
you
do
do
with
like
you.
even when Frank was like, why did you do that? He was like, I don't know. You need to figure it out because everybody's wondering
It's
what
the
you're doing.
hero complex. It's an instinct. He couldn't help himself.
Child, you should have let that man take
I
that
wouldn't have
bullet.
moved an inch, not 1 inch. That white suit would have been looking just like his wife's dress because I wouldn't have moved not one
One minute, I'm
inch.
trying to remember who let him out. Oh, Matt did. I was trying to remember who let him out, but I was. Do you remember when Bullseye and Matt were in the prison and they were having a little back and
Yeah,
forth?
and
Now
he smacked him
that was a good scene. That was a good scene because Matt
when he
acting
got
like
out was a
that,
good scene too.
but it's because Matt did what he did.
Hmm.
He now and that I didn't I had to rewind that because I was like, I think I missed something, and I watched it again. I said, oh, now I see what happened. Okay. Because I was like, Matt, what the hell wrong with you? Because I think maybe I was looking down or doing something. And then all of a sudden I look up and Matt beating this man head on the
So
table. And I was like, what did I miss? What is
what
happening?
happened?
What did he say to you? What did he
It
say?
must have happened.
And so I rewind it and I'm like, oh, now I know what's going on. Yeah, that was the show. I mean, I keep saying it, but they really did it. Like they really did
They
that
did.
because
They
it
did.
was the intricacies of making this something that was it didn't have I won't say it had as many like Easter eggs. It wasn't an Easter egg kind of show. It was
Hmm.
more of like this is just going to be really well written and really well developed and the details are going to be there because it was so well detailed like
Hmm.
and I like how even this is something I think I might have predicted either on here or you and I might have been talking or it might have just been in my head but I really feel that Marvel is going to head in this direction where they kind of ground some characters and they're going to make some things more realistic because we have characters like Daredevil and Spider-Man and Luke Cage and all of these characters in New York, Doctor Strange, all of these people
Hmm.
could easily pop up in each other's shows and each other's
Yeah.
movies. And I think we're going to start seeing more of that
Marvel is
as
back, baby.
is back, because most everything when it comes to Marvel's big characters is usually most of it's northeastern, eastern coast. Most everything is on on the eastern side of things.
Hmm.
And so it'll be really interesting because the West Coast Avengers, whole different squad. They act different. They is different. I think Kamala Khan might be a West Coast.
Did you
Whatever.
see the people talking about Cynthia Erivo being
I
Storm?
hope they don't.
And it's so funny that when I saw it, I immediately thought of you because I think we
No,
talked about that before and you was like, no. And when I looked in the comments, everybody was like, no,
please don't.
absolutely.
First of all, I'm so sick of seeing her in
The people
everything.
didn't like it.
It was her comments about black people for me. Like she's one of
That's what
those
people were saying. They
British
was
people
like,
who makes
she's not
those.
gonna make it past the you know how they do like a mock-up cover? They was like, she wouldn't make it past that.
She wouldn't, because that's not a movie I'm interested in seeing. Like I love Storm. I love Storm. I'm even
I
considering a
love
little
Storm.
Storm Tat, but I don't want to see Cynthia Erivo as Storm. I have a whole
No.
list of other people that I would rather see as Storm.
I wish they would have
Watch Halle
like
Berry as
Denai
Storm
is
again
over
before
on no.
I would. I would watch Halle Berry as Storm again before I watch Cynthia Erivo as Storm.
I
And we
mean,
probably will see Halle Berry as Storm again before we see Cynthia
I
Erivo.
would prefer not to.
Halle Berry's gonna be.
But
She's
you
gonna be in.
know,
She's
I
gonna
could get
be in
on my
the.
whole
I
soapbox
know
about
what you're
that.
saying, and I completely agree with you on that. But what I'm also saying is,
She's a dud.
we are going to see her as Storm again before it's all said and done.
I need not. I need
Did you
not.
not see the Marvel sneak peek?
I don't want to see Hallie.
I'm telling you, you're going to see Halle as Storm again. So prepare your mind, body, and spirit because it is going to
What
happen.
I wish they would have done,
And then we're
because
gonna see a
I
new
feel
Storm.
like what I wish they could have done, since like the whole Black Panther timeline is a little up in the air, and it's like because we're creating this whole new universe where we can now do whatever we
Lupita.
want. Why? Well, Lupita for one, I thought was gonna be. I thought that that's what we were doing, but if we didn't do Lupita, we could also. I wish in like an alternate universe, Denai could be Storm. She would be an amazing Storm.
You know who
And
mine
I
would be?
feel like she's already like a warrior over there in
Hmm.
Wakanda. So we could just flip the storyline and bring my girl out as Storm.
You know what mine would be? Mine would be Angela Bassett. Because Storm was older than the rest
Really?
of the X-Men. Yeah. I thought when I saw Angela Bassett with that white hair, I said, "Oh, we're gonna get an
I
origin
remember
story
everybody thought she
or
was.
connection to her and Storm's lineage and them being
Hmm.
related because she's from Kenya. We're gonna get some connecting factor.
I
We didn't
don't
get it
get why
yet.
Lupita's not Storm though. I don't
I
get
don't
why they
either.
didn't do
And
that.
I'm honestly, if we're going with
Especially if she was
alternate
gonna have his
universe,
kid anyway. So
if we're going with alternate universe, I think we're gonna get Lupita as Storm. If we're going with alternate universe, my vote outside of current MCU would actually be, I think, Dewana Wise is somebody I would like to see as Storm from She's
the
Gotta
one
Have It, the reboot. The reboot of She's Gotta Have It
she
lands on
was in,
Netflix.
she was Miss Marvel in the first. She was Rambo in the first Captain Marvel. Remember?
Not
But
her.
she didn't.
No, that's not
She
Dewana
didn't come
Wise.
back.
Her?
She didn't come back because she was doing. She's gotta have. Ain't that her? Ain't that her name? Let me
So
type this
she was
name. How do you spell
originally
it?
Monica Rambeau.
If that's the lady I'm thinking about, spell her name. You know?
Dewanna Wise.
Let me see if we talking about the
Yeah.
same
I
person.
mean, if you said she did it, she couldn't do it because she did She's Gotta Have It, and that's definitely her. Because she did She's Gotta Have It. I would love her face for Storm. Because she,
Dewanda? You said I thought you were saying Dewana.
no, I did say Dewana. Is it Dewanda? Child, I've been calling her Dewana ever since. Ever
But
since.
yes, you don't remember her?
Mm,
She
mm-mm,
was Rambo. You don't remember in the first Captain Marvel?
mm-mm.
Yes, and she didn't come back because of that. So then that's when the other lady was
I don't
in.
remember. I don't. So maybe in
Not
an
me
alternate universe, she'll
remembering from
make.
something that I
That's
hate.
I'm like. That's I'm like, wow. But then again, I haven't seen Captain Marvel since I saw Captain Marvel the first time, and that was
Exactly.
new
That's
when
why
it
I'm
came out.
like, child, not me remembering. And I can't stand that lady.
That's I mean, well, maybe it'll make sense in the alternate universe. I don't know. There was somebody else I had in
But
mind, but
that's
I can't
what, but
remember her
she
name
could
right
be,
now.
but because we have a new Rambo, she could do that.
Keep
If
the actress.
Tony
Just saying.
Stark could be, what's her name now? If we're
Victor
gonna
Von
act like
Doom.
that didn't happen, she could be Storm. I think she would actually be a good Storm.
I think she'd be a good Storm. It would be. It's all gonna come down to the accent. It's all
It's
gonna come down to
really
the
gonna come.
accent and to the skin
Nobody has gotten
complexion.
it yet.
They y'all better not give me no Zoe Kravitz in this role. I better not see
Yeah.
Yara Shahidi in this
I don't want
role.
no Tisa Thompson.
Look, please stop
And I love
playing
my
with us.
girls, but not for
Oh well,
Storm.
Tessa is already in the MCU.
Everybody else is too. They just reprising people at this point. They bringing
I
everybody
don't
back.
think they're gonna. I think DeWanda would make the most sense to reprise.
Hmm.
I need if it
Because her
is
character's
not
been
a
filled
brown
already.
skin, which I honestly also feel that wherever Storm pops up, prayerfully it will be in something like Black Panther or the Wakanda show or something like that, because I would like for it to be something that has a black director and that is like Ryan Coogler or somebody, so they can make sure they're saying the casting gets
Yeah.
the character right. We need to get this character right. This is really important.
Ryan Coogler needs to be a part of X-Men when y'all make it. Because I feel like he would
They
eat
already have
something
the
like
director
that.
of X-Men. I think they already have the
He could
director of
be,
X-Men
he could help.
and they're writing the script. But I want to say, I'll have to go back and look it up. The person who's writing the script actually is, I'm really excited because the X-Men movie is supposedly, now listen to this, it's going to center around Professor X, Jean, and Cyclops forming a new team. I think they're going to do two different, when we get to this mutant
Always
saga,
got to
hang on,
have Jean and
I
Cyclops.
know. I think when we get to this mutant saga, there's going to be two different things that happen. We're going to have an X-Men and we're going to have like an Xavier Institute situation. I don't think we're going to get a combined situation because that's what
Hmm.
X-Men 97 is already giving. I think they're going
Hmm.
to give us live action, like, because the way it's been said, I wish I could remember who the director is, but the way that the director is the same person who just did Thunderbolts, I think.
Okay, I haven't watched that yet.
I haven't either. But what they said about him is that, or her, because I don't remember who it is that they're like really big on building like emotional connections to characters. And the
Hmm.
idea is that the way Kevin Feige is talking about it is X-Men is not going to be purely action. It is meant to be like a soap opera meets the MCU type movie.
Gosh.
Like the over the
And I
top
don't say
drama
oh
that is
gosh in a
X-Men.
bad way. I just say oh gosh in a I already know I'm gonna have to put up with damn Jean and Cyclops and Wolverine and they
You know, I love me some
bullshit.
Gene. I love me some Gene. But
Oh, I do not like that lady.
I think when we see
It's
the X-Men team, we're going to see a team that has all of these relationships to juggle and this drama like in life. But I don't know if it's going to be so much like just there's like the hopefully we don't get too much because I'm kind of tired of it too, the love triangle. I hope they don't focus too much on
yeah,
that.
I don't
I
want
hope they
it.
focus more on them as second class citizens. I hope that that's what we see as the primary focus of the drama, and like because if we think about when the comic was written, what it was centered on and how it was about race and black people in the 60s and 70s and our experience as second class citizens and dealing with racism and discrimination and prejudice and all those things that we still deal with. It was always that meant that more charged
Yeah,
show where it was like a call to action, and it always like their experience was always as second class citizens. They were treated some kind of way in public all the time, even as they saved the people.
cool. So do you think since because they've been introducing some of the younger X-Men and stuff too, do you think if we get Storm, we'll get Storm like running the school
Probably. That's what I
and go
think.
in that direction?
Which is why I think Angela
Which is
Bassett
that's
could
the only
still make sense.
way I was just about to say that's the only way I will allow Hallie back in here is if it's just Storm running the school. I don't need Storm. I don't need Hallie. I don't need her to give me a repeat of what she gave me last
No,
time
I think, and honestly, that might be how
because
we
it
see
it was
them
a
go.
dub. Sorry, Hallie. I love you,
I think
girl.
we're going to see them go in battle. I think they're going to actually kill off the Fox X-Men. in Secret Wars or
Mhm.
Battleground, whatever those two that are going to be Doomsday. They're gonna
Mhm.
kill off the X-Men, I think, in one of those because there have been talks about Nightcrawler and Mr. Fantastic fighting, and and Alan Cumming is reprising Nightcrawler.
Yes,
He's
I
coming
was
back,
so hoping.
so
I was gonna say,
he
I'm
is
like,
coming back.
who's gonna be
He's done a
Nightcrawler?
couple interviews on it too.
Because
So he's coming
okay,
back.
yes. Oh my God, that's so perfect. That's so
And
perfect.
then
You know,
I
that's my
think
favorite.
there's a lot of people I think that are coming back. I want to say I
I
don't know
know
that
who
it's been
better not come
confirmed.
back. Channing
Who?
Tatum better not come back.
I
I
don't
know
think
that
Channing
much.
Tatum's coming back.
No, bring your ass back over here
I
with
don't
that.
think Channing Tatum's coming back, but there's a lot of them coming back, and so that's going to be really interesting. Final takes on Daredevil. It keeps me excited for the rest of the MCU. We have to see Thunderbolt so we can talk about that, of course. But it really makes me excited because what else is coming? The Fantastic Four is about to
So
come.
you think we getting a Punisher reprise over here?
I don't know. I think they've talked about possibly trying to bring the Punisher back, and I think they've got the actor. He's great,
Yeah, I'm because that's what I was thinking of. Like maybe it's kind of like they're
but I want
teasing it to
something
test
different.
it to
I want
see
something
like
different. I don't want the same Punisher that we always get. We always get the same because he had a show on Netflix too. He had a Netflix show.
that's why I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's where he
That's
came
why I'm
from.
like, do you think they're
So
gonna bring it back?
I don't think so. I mean, they might, but what I would want from them is I would want them to start building out like the New York. There's a New York Avengers team. I
Hmm.
can't remember what they're called. They're not Avengers. I'm sorry. There's a New York. I think Heroes for Hire. I think that's what they're called. And it was a squad that we could easily have the Punisher in because he's a mercenary. But there was
Hmm.
also like Luke Cage and Iron Fist in it. Maybe they could swap
Hmm.
out Iron Fist for somebody else like Jessica Jones or whomever they choose.
Yeah.
But I want to see Frank do something different. I want a different kind of show from him because I feel like it's always the same. We always get the killing off of his family, and he's angry. He got to kill the people, and
Hmm.
all he do is kill the people, and they hired
But
him to kill the people.
if you think about it though, even in Daredevil, they did show a little bit of a shift in him, even
Hmm.
in how he was reacting with Kirsten and like where it's like they kind of alluded to like, oh, he's starting to change, like
Yeah,
he's
that's
open
true.
to change.
That's
You know what
true.
I mean? So that's why I was wondering, like when I was
Maybe
watching it,
they
I was like, I
will.
wonder
I
if
know that they're
they're
talking
gonna
about him.
reprise that series and kind of show like an evolution of Frank
Maybe
because they were already kind of alluding to it. And then
they
we
were.
saw at the end of what he did at the end. So we know he ain't finna be where he at for long.
Oh, look, and the one thing I said it out loud watching the episode. I said if there's one thing I knew was not gonna happen, I knew
Okay.
y'all weren't gonna keep Frank in no cage.
Okay.
I knew wasn't no cage gonna hold him back. So yes, I think it was it was such a great show. It was good. I'm really looking forward to season two. Um, can't wait. Can't wait. They did that.
Good things occur.
Good things to come. Well, guys, we thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the 5011 Chronicles. We will see you again next week for another hot episode. Peace, love, and we'll see y'all later. Bye. Period.